You here yet? Yeah, there you are. Hey, I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and welcome to my shop. Boy, it's a wreck out here. And I'm doing just what you're doing. I'm wondering what I have to do what with and why. And brought the girls out, let them get a little yard time today. And I came out into the shop and brought the big garbage can. And really, I've been throwing a lot of things away. Figured it's been 3-4 years since I did some of these things. Some of these glues and adhesives are worn out or just aged out. They go away. Some of the paints, they go away. Some of the wood projects, I'm not sure why I have. They're going away too. But I want to talk about holding work. Because if you're a wood turner, like I'm a wood turner, first thing you got to work out is how to hold your work. And if you want to do that, all you have to do, and this is a deal, watch. You back with us now? Okay, all right, fine. And guess what? For a week, I've been out here looking for a roll of black plastic tape. It was in my jacket pocket. Probably found it a week ago. Oh, well. I want to hold things to turn them. And that's what you have to do also. So I'm going to take it a little bit slow here and go through some basics of holding wood. You have a lathe and you have a headstock. In that headstock is a threaded coupler. That's what it's a shaft. It's threaded. It could be, this is 33 millimeters. Could be 1/4 8. Could be 1" 8. Could be 3/4 16. Could be some other weird looking number that discount company put on there to sell the tools. People do that. They really do. And then there's some company that just can't make one thing, but they can make another. So they make the other to make it look like one thing, so you will. And yeah, you've been down that road? Yes. So, instead of traveling a very poor road, I'm going to try to cover some basics for you. Okay? Number one, you can always put it between the headstock and the tailstock on centers. And that'll be a live center and on this end for spinning, and the other would be a spur center. Now I got spurs all up here. Got to find them all. But they work out really nice. I'm not a great fan of putting things between centers. You have to sometimes in order to get them stabilized, get them around. But you got to be careful with this now. If it's real wet wood and you do the center thing, it could just tear out or spin. And you don't want to put a big tool up against something when it's spinning. Because if it catches, well, you could make the paper. And not in a good way. All right? Now, the next step is, let's get a chuck. Now, I came out here this morning with the belief that I could put my hands on 10 different chucks. Well, I got 9. 8 or 9. Right off the bat. Right here. Right at Wood Turning Central. Yeah, you don't believe it's organized, but I know what's where some days. All right. Right here. What I found is my one-way stronghold. Now, this is manufactured by the same people that make the big moose here. One-Way Tool Company. Right. I think they set some standards when they did it. There might have been some other people out there making them when they started, but One-Way's really got it down pat. Now, I've seen ones that snap in places and no buttons, no collars and all that. Let me tell you, I've never been in that much of a hurry to turn wood in my life. To me, this is recreation. I don't want to go too fast having fun. I might miss it. But this is a One-Way stronghold chuck. The big chuck by One-Way. Now they make another version of it that's a little bit smaller. Here's my caution. If you can get the big one and the adapter, see the adapter back here? This adapter right there. That threads onto the lathe. Now those adapters come in different sizes. They really do. And they're all over the place. But go to One-Way Manufacturing and check out their website, and you'll see all these parts and pieces and odds and ends. And there's everybody and their brother making aftermarket items to fit. I can't get my butt up on a chair. All right, but this is another adapter. This is a 1" 1¼ 8. And it just goes in the back of this. Takes the place of this one. Take this one out. Guess what? When you go to take it out, you don't need a puller and all that stuff. You need to pay attention to what's happening around here. There are 2 set screws. and you not unloosen, you loosen those 2 set screws, and you move them to the other 2 holes, and you push them in, and they press it out. Isn't that something? That's Canadian working. Really. Figured out how to do something without a lot of labor on it. I can remember getting out 3 or 4, 5, 6 tools to try to get them off at one time, because I didn't know what those other 2 holes were. But they're all made that way on this one way. Now, I'm harping on one way, and you're a tired old retiree, and you really don't have enough money to put $300 into one of these gizmos. Well, here's the deal. Once you get one, and did I skip over this? If you can get the big one to fit your lathe, the right insert, get the big one. Why? You're never going to say, I don't think you're ever going to say, God, I wish I had a smaller one. I wish I had a lighter one. I wish I had one that didn't grow this big and clamp this. I wish I had one that didn't have 5 different jaws or 6 different jaws. I wish I had a cheeky thing. If you ever say that, hang your tools up and go inside. This is over with. But when you are standing there looking at it and say, I wish I'd bought that one way, you would have bought the one way. Now there's other ones out there, all right? And everybody and their brother's got a deal. But one way, now, here's the deal. If I went to buy a piano tomorrow, I wouldn't buy Bob's. I'd go for one of the better names. If I want to go buy a car tomorrow, I'm not going to buy Ken's car. I'm going to go get me a well-made, well-manufactured car. If I'm going to go out and buy a new house, whew, well, I got to stop talking crazy. But this is a stronghold with the profile jaws. Profile jaws, small ones, are smooth. They got little notches on the ends of them. But this is made to slip it into a piece. Now you can tighten up the chuck. This is the beauty of these things. 1 tool, not 3. And I got to talk about that now, okay? I put 1 tool in, and I turn the crank, and all those pawls move at the same rate, going down and coming out. So I don't have to go 3 turns here, 3 turns here, 3 turns here, 3 turns. You been down that road? I've been down that road. It's bumpy. All right. Now you get the size you want, and you drill a hole that size, and you put a block of wood on it. Open it up, and it sizes it. It holds it. Yeah, that's a really cheap, easy way to start a bowl project. You want to start a bowl project, and we're going to do this in the future, guys. Remember, I'm not brain dead, I'm brain damaged. Some of these things we're going to experience all over together. Really. And it's going to be like going to wood turning 101. The basics of wood turning. But I got the small profile jaws. I don't like the ones with all the serrations on them and all the thing. I never have liked them. I have them around here somewhere. There's a rack full of cutters and pieces and parts. And the beauty is when you take them off, if you take one of those shower curtain hooks, I'm going to say that, there won't be one in sight. You know the old shower curtain thing, don't you? The loop with you spring it open and close? Well, they all fit on one of those. They do. So you can put them all together. Put them on a piece of string. Put them on a piece of wire. Anything. Take your shoelaces out and put them in there. That's more important to keep them together than your shoes staying on. But get them together and keep them in a kit. Now, that was the number 1. The number 2s, I got to move some stuff here. The number 2s is a little bit different. Whoa. And you know, if you don't fool with this stuff for a while, you forget how heavy they are. They're 8 or 9 pounds. And they're really, they are extremely well made. But look at that. That's a number 2 profile jaw. See, that jaw is slick on the outside. There's no grooves, no pads, nothing. And same thing on the inside. And you can make your tenon on your piece, or the groove in your piece, to match that, and you get a great hold when you go to turning. You really do. This is probably the number 1 used chuck in the entire shop. Almost the entire world, but I know the entire shop. But I like it because it's strong, it's heavy, it's durable. If you haven't played the home game of EddieCastellan.com, it's an interesting thing. I had a brain tumor removed about 3.5 years ago. And they said everything will come back. They were talking physically. And most of it did come back. I got a little problem walking and sometimes talking, and whole lot of time thinking. But hey, you know, you get those moments. But this stuff sat here for 3 years in the weather, because it's not a conditioned shop. In the weather for 3 years. And I can still check, put the chuck key in it, and spin it around. And I'm not spraying it up with WD stuff. No. Why? Because it's well made and doesn't require a lot of lubricants. And if you put lubricants on it, they're going to be a magnet to trash. And trash will be in those gears. They'll be back in here. They'll be in the ways. They'll be in the slides. And then you got one that doesn't work well. So why clean it? Why clean it? Why dirty it? Don't put the oil on it. Blow it out with air. That's what I do. Everything is blown out with air around here. So, that's the number 2 jaws. I'm going to cruise along real quick and tell you that they got number 3s that are larger, number 4s that's even bigger, and then they get into some specialty stuff. And I want to explain to you more about the special ones, and that's what's coming up in the next video. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I'm out in the shop. This is for me, making shavings. What are you doing?